I'm Zac Young, the pastry director of Craveable Hospitality Group, here with Extra Crispy. And I am wearing a onesie today because we are making brunch cocktail-inspired jelly shots. We're gonna make a maple bourbon bacon jelly shot. And the secret to making a jelly shot is the ratio, and it is 1 cup of liquid to 1 packet of unflavored gelatin. That's it, that's all you need to know. So I'm gonna start with 1 cup of apple cider, then we're gonna sprinkle our gelatin on top. So this process is called blooming. How do you know when it's bloomed? When you don't see any of the white gelatin. So I've started by making bacon-infused bourbon. And what I did was I took bourbon and I put hot, crispy bacon in it and let it sit in the fridge overnight. When you pass it through a coffee filter, all of that comes out and you're left with clear, bacon-infused bourbon. The gelatin has bloomed, so I'm gonna turn on the heat and we're gonna let this melt. You wanna make sure the gelatin's totally melted or else you'll have chunky jelly shots, and no one likes chunky jelly. Chunky jelly, it was actually my college nickname. Now you don't necessarily wanna bring this to a boil, but you wanna make sure that the gelatin's totally melted. And how can you tell? When you don't see any granules in it. Our gelatin's melted. I'm gonna add the rest of our liquid, which is another cup of apple cider, maple syrup, grade A, preferably from Maine, like me, and our bacon-infused bourbon. And then we're gonna pour it into a plastic wrap lined pan. This is important because you wanna be able to get the gelatin out of the container. So we will let this set up for 4 to 6 hours until it's nice and firm. Now I'm gonna make the vessel for our jelly shot. And because we're classy, we're not gonna use little disposable plastic cups. It's brunch, so we're gonna make crepes to roll our jelly shot in. Yeah, I know. Crazy. Crepes are actually pretty easy. The batter is really like 1, 2, 3. So I have milk, 4 eggs, flour, salt, sugar, and I'm gonna put this all in the blender. Let it run, and we're gonna add our melted butter, or if you wanna get crazy with your crepes, you can use half butter and half bacon fat. Happy brunch. We're gonna let this sit in the fridge for about an hour just to let the flour hydrate, and then we'll be ready to roll. Time to make the crepes. I'm gonna warn you, the rule is the first crepe never comes out right, all right? Just fair warning, I'm going to screw this up. You wanna get your pan nice and hot. Non-stick is key. Now we're gonna pour our crepe batter into the pan, and we're gonna kinda swirl it around. Now, I'm gonna sprinkle a little bit of chopped crispy bacon. This is gonna give a little bit of crunch. So you want the first side to cook a little bit more. You want it to be nice and golden brown, non-stick. So now I'm gonna pick it up, flip it. Second side cooks a lot quicker. Not too shabby for the first crepe. Remember I said I was gonna screw it up? I didn't. Now we'll just flip it out. All right, our crepes are made, our jelly is set, and now it's time to assemble. So we have our maple bacon bourbon jelly that has set for about 6 hours. And we're just gonna take it out of the plastic. Ooh, she jiggles. And then what we're gonna do is cut it into strips, just like your favorite aunt's thighs on the beach. Sorry, Vicky. Now we are going to take these strips and roll them into our crepes, kind of like sushi. And you wanna get this wrap nice and tight, that way it doesn't unravel when you cut it. About 1.25 inches, depending on how drunk you want people to get. We've made our maple bacon bourbon jelly wrapped in a crepe, but using the same technique and the same 1 cup to 1 envelope of gelatin ratio, you can make Bloody Marys stuffed into mini peppers, or a mimosa, which is sparkling pink champagne with orange segments and white chocolate covered Pop Rocks for the seeds. You can have your brunch cocktail and eat it too.